Hi everyone, welcome to our new YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this. Can you please all subscribe, get liking and commenting the video, and get the little bell ringing so you get notifications, because this is where all Lacey content is going to be coming from now on. Right lads, moving on. Track 5, the last time. Should have been, was going to be track 1, but ended up track 5. What are we saying about this banger?
Yeah, I think we mentioned on tonight, it's very similar vein to tonight, but I think this one's a bit more laboured. Like the intro's like twice as long before we sort of even hit a vocal. The bridge builds for like nothing. I think the bridge is like a minute long, so I don't think it quite served the purpose it needed to be an album opener. And obviously tonight came along and did that. Fun fact about this one: there's about 6 lines from Scarface in this. Comment below if you can pick them all out.
Get them in the comments, guys. Get them in the comments.
Get them in the comments. If you find all 6, then you win a prize, which Josh is going to decide at a later date. Because there's a scene in that movie where he says, "Say goodnight to the bad guy," and that was going to be the original chorus beat running. But for whatever reason, it weren't quite working. So I managed to kind of rearrange the song and rewrite it. But yeah, and that was deliberately done. I can't remember who I was watching or who I was watching an interview with somebody in a band or an artist had done that with a film. And it was such a really cool idea. And yeah, so I just ran with it and did the same.
Fair play. I mean, I knew about the Scarface references only because you told me. So
right, okay,
I don't think I can play on the old quiz because I would be terrible at it.
Okay. There's some really strong and really, really good lines in that film that kind of lend themselves really well to lyrics. So hopefully Tony Montana won't sue me. In fact, I hope he does.
Yeah, the guitar in this one, probably one of my favourite riffs on the album, if not the favourite riff on the album, is the verse guitar. I think I've been trying to emulate, we'll say, Bend Your Arms to Look Like Wings by Funeral for a Friend for years and years and years. I've always just loved that, intro. And this was my attempt at it. And I don't know if we ever intended to be a verse lead, but I can't remember, but it just worked. And then, I don't know, it just fits with your vocals, and I just love it. I think it's still one of my favourites. Still playing it live. And yeah, recording it was real fun as well, because I think we had like an outline, and then me and Ian kind of like added like little extra bits just to make it even cooler. So yeah, what a bit of lead. I'm gonna say that one there. Big myself up, lads.
It's really quite intricate as well, but yet doesn't step on the vocals. So the two marry up so well in that verse.
Yeah.
And it just sort of snowballs into the chorus, that song.
Yeah. Then you get my ear-piercing lead in the chorus, but that,
well,
again,
it wouldn't be a Lacey,
works.
yeah.
So yeah, it's so good, so good.
It wouldn't be a Lacey song without some ear-piercing lead, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Also like the bridge of that tune. Where always love when me and Dave get involved in the old vocals.
Yeah, I like the bridge on this one. Any opportunity that we all get to have a sing song is a good time for me. So yeah, this is one of a couple of songs on the album, I think, that we get to do that. And yeah, I always like doing that. And it's a good bridge as well. Like, it's a little bit Taken Back Sunday-ish in places. Or is this one? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got that kind of breakdown. I think you go on the toms, don't you, for a bit, and then all of our vocals. Don't I take a little lead line there, do I? Or was that am I dreaming?
You do.
There you go.
But they just start layering as the music's building as well, and just blast into that final chorus. And the chorus is Pete's playing a whole new set of octaves. Yeah. I'm always saying about earlier where Ian could just pick these out, and it just gives that final chorus a lift. So much so, we even chatted about putting those octaves through each chorus.
Yeah. But
then obviously we wouldn't get that payoff at the end. So we left it out and just did it on the last one. I remember, I think I must have recorded a lead part for this bridge where the gang comes in. But I remember you two and Ian tracking the other gang, and me and Pete were in the control room. I think my voice might have gone by that point or something. I wasn't there, or we wanted to take my voice out, so I wasn't in the gang. I just remember watching you guys sing it, and whenever we did a gang vocal, I think that's kind of the setup that we used, and it's really cool. It was really nice, just kind of like watching you guys sing something that I'd written, and it was quite a nice moment for me in the studio. I remember it being quite late as well. Maybe I was a bit tired, getting emotional, but yeah, I can remember that looking through the window and you were singing my words.
Yeah, I always liked the studio setup there, like that you could see right into the live room, because not every studio got that. Yeah, no, I think we had loads of gangs on that album, but yeah, I always enjoyed doing the gangs. I mean, it always reminds me of like when we first started, when we kind of started Lacey. I think it was the first band we'd all been in where there was like 3 singers. Do you know what I mean? And we always, in the very first EP, us 3 did. We all 3 of us sang all over it. So it's always nice to kind of, hit back and kind of throw back to that and kind of sing on future tracks. I mean, it'd be the ultimate dream to get Pete to sing as well, but we've been trying that for absolutely years. So
you'd definitely be able to get Pete to rap on a song.
Yeah. Definitely. But Pete needs to be careful because he keeps singing in tune around me to songs that, on the radio or whatever. And I was like, you need to be careful, mate, because you're going to get on a mic at a gig if you're not careful.
We have to somehow secretly record Pete and then put it on like a recording so he's physically been recorded at some point.
Yeah. We'll get him on album too, guys. Don't you worry. We'll get him on there.
Grazz, favourite lyric?
I'm going to go with Start of the Bridge, or like the main kind of line in the bridge. I want what's coming to me.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a strong statement. And plus when we're all singing it, the vocals are stacking up throughout that. I think that just gets better and better throughout that bridge. I'll go with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love singing that bit. It's always fun. Right, boys, let's go for a word each on this one. Dave, I'm coming to you first.
Explosive, because it's alive at the start of the song.
Energetic. It just never drops, this song. The energy never drops.
Love them both. I don't think I need a word. Well done. Cool. Right then, shall we go to track 6, halfway through the album? What a tune. Contender.
Can I kick us off, Josh?
Bear with me, guys. Halfway point. Be another 2.
Sorry, mate. It's got to be done.
Come on.
This Lacey video is brought to you by Camden House, a refreshing, crisp lager refreshment.
Get that endorsement.
What a perfect video to enjoy a cool, cold beer to. So please, drink away.
Pick up a case of Camden House today.
I get some free for that.
I guess as well.
If I don't get at least 2 cans to recuperate what I've lost here, I'll be fuming. But yeah, sorry, Contender.
Right.
The staple of Lacey. Hit me. Man.
Yeah. So, first song the 4 of us wrote together in Pete's flat. And I remember it just kind of, I swear it came together in just like one session, or pretty much the bones of it came together so easy. And it was great to see, because obviously it was the first time the 4 of us had tried to write together. And I think we made an agreement that it'll be the last song we ever play together, whenever that may be. And I quite like that.
I'm dead cry.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. There's no way I'm getting through that song without crying if it's the last thing that we play. Yeah, it was nice just to get like a big ballad on there. I love those kinds of songs. I'm a sucker for a ballad. I'm an 80s man. And obviously this is where the album title came from, Under the Brightest Lights. And I guess the tune itself is just all about that. It's just all about doing music, playing live. It's why you do it, writing music with your friends. And it's going to absolutely destroy me the last time I'm going to play that. Again, one of my favourites to play live, because it just ascends into this huge ending. And obviously we've got all the strings coming in that we do manage to get on the track live as well. And yeah, I think that's a crowd favourite as well.
Yeah, big time.
All seems to land really well, even with new audiences. They all seem to really take to it. I remember the first time we played it. There's a video of the first time we played it, knocking about somewhere. I'll have to see if I can dig that out and get it on this channel.
Where was that?
It was at the Bodega, and I was wearing one of Pete's t-shirts that was far too tight for me. But other than that, it's a great video. It's really great to see, like, the first time we ever played it, because we didn't have all the other textural instruments that came with it when we recorded it. And yeah, and I think it sits really nicely in the album, the midway point. A bit of a palate cleanser. I've had a lot of energy and a lot of sort of upbeat songs. I think this is a nice sort of, I wouldn't say it's somber, but it is an emotional sort of ballad to drop in the middle.
I remember that room we wrote it in fondly. I think we wrote a lot of this album in that room, but I think everything you said is great. It just everything clicked, everything connected. I think, you know, Pete and I, you know, obviously grew up together from school, and obviously we were in a band before we met the old the man in the wig over there. But I think all of that just came back when Pete was there. Like the way we wrote guitars together, we've been so heavily influenced by Explosions in the Sky, which is like a prog rock band from Texas, I think. But we listened to that so much, and it just kind of all came together in that kind of that piece of music before you even had the vocals. And I love it. Like I think one thing I would say, you know, when you have a song that like works well in like a acoustic form, and then like just becomes something even better and evolved into what it did, it just like with all like you adding the strings and everything, it just took a whole new level. I don't think any of us were ever expecting. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's probably still one of my favourite Lacey songs ever. And
it was really.
Well, sorry, I was going to say me old big line in the bridge.
Oh yeah.
My bloody moment.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that kind of guitarists bouncing off each other. Because obviously Josh had written the two EPs that we've done beforehand. That points, you know, Josh was writing 3, 4, 5 guitar parts, you know, on his own, which is great. But yeah, having that other sort of outlet to bounce ideas off was really good to see. And I think it was kind of the thing we were missing in the.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've got different styles of playing, albeit similar. They're definitely different styles, and I think that even when we're both playing lead parts, you know, Pete still kind of takes this like rhythmic lead, which is really good, and then I kind of add like a melodic element to it. And I think in Contender, it just completely worked. And that was like, bear in mind, it's the first thing we wrote. It was kind of like, oh, this is a good sign of things to come. So, yeah, absolute belter.
I'd like to talk about the music video, because I wrote a treatment for the music video that was basically I wanted Grazz to sing the song backwards twice as fast and be walking backwards while we threw shit at him, like paint and stuff. And
What I didn't.
Yeah, like we sacked off the backwards thing pretty quickly, but still managed to spend a whole day throwing paint at poor old Grazz. Yeah.
One of the worst days of my life. 14-hour shoot, freezing, with you lot throwing shit at me.
Wow.
And Pete had recently had his appendix out, I think.
Yeah.
And he still managed to launch shit at me all day.
Wasn't it like the day before my birthday? So we got an absolute blowout the next day, so that made up for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Grazz, might be the worst day. Probably my favourite day. You know, just slightly ahead of England beating Panama 6-1.
I remember playing this at the Roundhouse in London, and thinking of all the bands that had played there before us, and then playing this tune on that stage. I can't believe I managed to keep it together and didn't cry. You know, I'm an emotional guy anyway. And I just remember belting it out in that just in that venue. It was just so surreal, and that'll always stay with me. That one.
Amazing.
Contender, favourite lyric, Graham? What are you saying?
I'll be the catch in your throat, I'll be the silence you broke. I'll go with that.
I agree, it's a good one. I mean, oh, Dave's got a favourite lyric. Okay, man in the back.
I'll be Under the Brightest Lights.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Throw my hat in. Get up. I'm fooling no one.
I think that might be my part as well, mate. Yeah.
I do like singing that bit. No, mate, what a tune. I think, like I said, it's always going to be a massive Lacey kind of anthem. And I think Grazz, let's make it the last song we ever play, whenever that may be.
Yeah, I think we agree. Yeah.
I don't know, someone's 60th birthday party when we do our last gig.
Yeah. When the album's out. My 60th album 2, ready to go.
Album 2. Should do a word to describe the song.
Yeah, emotional.
He's done it. He's just
Gotta be quick, boys. Gotta be quick with this.
I'm gonna write that one down, guys. It's just too good. Brilliant. Well done.
Epic. I'm gonna go with for that one.
With epic.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving.
Really good. Really good. Well done, guys.
I mean, it's kind of emotional, but as in like similar thing. But yeah, moving. So one of us should have said friendship. Aww. Right then, now we're talking. Track 7, All Too Far, boys.
Great. I remember writing it. I think there's a chord that Pete plays at the beginning, and his fingers are stretched really far. And I think he'd broken his little finger at the time. He still managed to play it when we were jamming it out in his bedroom and that.
I'm laughing because I just remembered the working title of this one.
I'm laughing. Yeah. I saw you laughing. I know exactly what you were laughing about.
Again, we can discuss in person, but I don't want to document ever what our working titles are for songs, because they may confuse and even frighten you.
Although, if anyone wants to guess the working titles in the comments, please do, and we might give a cheeky like if you get anywhere nearby. So have a think. Broken finger. Can't play it. And that's what I'm going to say.
Guys, I'm going to guarantee none of you will get anywhere near the working titles of these songs, but please try.
Do you know why though? Because nobody has the warped mind that I have. So.
True. That's true.
Not that I know many demos.
Yeah, the song as a whole. I think it works really well after Contender because it's a real pick-me-up, it's a real lift in terms of energy. Like vocally, it's relentless. Like the verses are pretty much at the top of my range, so really kind of gave myself nowhere to go in the choruses, but it seems to work. Like it really just I think the vocals just sort of match the energy of the music, and yeah, just kind of drives relentless. And there's a couple of really nice rhythm changes in there as well, like the post chorus that we do was in the middle 8, I don't know what you'd call it. Works really well coming off the back of that sort of frantic, really driving chorus.
Yeah, my lead in that chorus is insane. It's just fast and a bit frantic, but it works. I mean that's the wrong word. I was gonna say this whole song's frantic. It's not. There's just parts. That chorus is just hits you, doesn't it? But
yeah.
Again, another one of our most streamed songs is this one. So. Do you know what I loved about this? I think this was one, I don't know if you agree, but like, I felt like we'd never written a song like this before, especially how it opened, like with the kind of, the 2 driving guitars and then just the vocal. Like, I feel like we'd never really done that before. So that's why I always really liked it when we did that. And I think it kind of worked really well.
Yeah, I opened straight away on the very first syllable, the very first beat of the song is the first syllable of the vocals. And I think that's quite powerful, that's quite strong.
What about the bridge, the 3-way trade-off, or the end of the song? Sorry.
This has one of my favourite endings to the song. Dave, I think you were chatting about this earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I think it might be one of my favourite moments on the album, just from a sentimental point of view, because I think Grazz, you sing a line, then I sing a line, and then Josh sings a line, and you finish the song, Grazz, and it's just really nice.
Great.
And I think that happens. It's like, oh, it's the boys. Also, Pete's rapping underneath it, but you can't quite make it out, but it's there.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love it. I think it, like I said, kind of alluded to earlier, like we did that from the first band practice, all of us three singing on the first demo songs I think we had. So it's just fun to kind of all do it.
There's a part just coming off the middle eight where it's what kind of life would you like to live instead? And instead is held, but it slides off. But then we had to harmonise that above and below it. To try to match up the harmony slides high was almost impossible because I don't have much control up there anyway. And obviously trying to slide away from it, I think it must take about an hour to do one line. But the effect is brilliant. That harmony, the harmonised slide has in three ways.
Is that the line? What's the big line? It's in the bridge, isn't it? Where you do like a really kind of massive, kind of like a long held note.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That like watching you record any vocals that are up there is magnificent, but that was particularly fun to watch you do it. Maybe not as fun for you as it just sounded, but it's fun watching you do it. But I think like it was one of the moments actually. I think me and Dave probably were in the other room, or me, Dave, and Peter would have been in the other room. But when you do hit it, like I don't know if you get this, Grazz, but like when you hit it, and we know you've hit it because you've been trying to do it a few times. There's like a moment of like, God, yeah, he's done it. Like kind of like we celebrate with each other. But yeah, no, I think I remember that vividly. I remember it's good.
Nice.
Well done.
Dave does a really nice split. Dave does a really nice split harmony in that one on the big note. That's how we're going into the middle eight. Just drops off. Very Jimmy Eat World.
Thanks, man. Yeah, one thing Ian taught us how to do was the Jimmy Eat World harmony, like the lower harmony, and yeah, we were like, yes, please, we'll take all of that. And we still do that to this day. Literally had a session 2 days ago and we were putting Jimmy harmonies on it. So there you go.
I mean, listen to I Don't Know the World a Thing, but it's on every line, isn't it? Go on, I'm going to ask you again, Grazz, favourite lyric on this track?
Okay, probably a bit obvious, but we're going to take it all too far. Is that far enough? Now, I remember when I wrote that, I was like, oh my God, I'm so clever. That's so clever. I'm so profound. It's not. I just really like the line. And a friend of ours has got that tattooed on it as a sound wave, which is really nice of them to do. So I think that kind of resonates with me a bit more because it's quite sentimental, that line.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that people have our lyrics tattooed on their bodies.
It's great. It obviously means that what we're doing is affecting people. I love it when people come to us with that.
Yeah, I mean, can't wait for someone to get one of my solos tattooed on their leg.
One of your solos, yeah, all them solos that you do, yeah.
Oh God. Right, give me a word to describe this song.
This one's passionate, I think.
Yeah.
Just because it's just relentless, especially vocally. Yeah, I think that would be the word I'd choose to describe it.
Cheeky. It's a bit cheeky, this one. I mean, like Contender's quite serious, and then this one pops it jolly and cheeky.
Guys at home, we want to hear your words to describe your songs, by the way. So make sure you comment below.
Oh yeah,
please. It'd be interesting to see. To read, I think.
And we're going to block the word so don't even try it. Right then, track 8.
You have to give me 2 minutes here, Josh. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to say it just to lock it to memory. And we're going to block the word so don't even try it.
What a guy.
So don't even try. You got to leave that in. Okay. Leave that in. That stays in.
Oh God. Track 8. Reach Out. Big tune. Dave, I remember you texting me. I don't know exactly what you asked for, but I think we'd had like a collection of the songs written, and you just said we need like a really riff driven kind of song. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right about that. And I think I just like went off and kind of spent, you know, an hour or so, or a couple of hours just kind of trying to figure something out. And I kind of came up with the, you know, the intro or the main riff throughout the song. And I kind of played it at practice or sent it over WhatsApp. I don't know if we had WhatsApp back then. A long time ago, wasn't it, boys? But I remember all of you just like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and then I don't think it changed much from then. Like, it kind of like helped write the rest of the track then, didn't it?
Yeah, massively. And I remember when you were like, so the drums I think should have like fills, like lots of them. And I remember putting one in like every 4 bars, every section. You were like, no, literally after every riff. I want it after every single riff. So, drum fill. Yeah.
You know, I just like to challenge you.
Yeah.
You step up every time.
Thanks, man.
There's that one fill, Dave, towards the end, and I remember you tracking it, and I literally couldn't see your arms. I wish you could have been there, because it was incredible.
I think we burst out laughing, didn't we? Just because it was like unbelievably good, but like, how's he doing that?
Yeah, it was that good and that ridiculous. It was almost funny. It was almost comical because it was that good. And I think we must have been in the control room, and I've never seen anything like it. And we're like, that stays. Yeah.
It was just long. It was like, it was already quite a. There's obviously a lot going on. We've thrown a lot at this song anyway, so putting like a 4-bar drum fill in there wasn't be out of place. I've been listening to a lot of Sayerson that day, I think. So chucking a Sayerson drum fill, why not?
Absolutely. Speaking of like chucking a lot of this song, so the riff, the main riff that drives the song, I swear there must be about 6 or 7 guitars in that. Remember, layer after layer and different sort of variations of chords. We just stacked it because obviously that was going to be the main focal point of the song. And I remember there must be, I was counting them, 6 or 7 guitars just in that refrain at the beginning. And that part actually sounds like this really old school Long Island band that me and Pete used to listen to called The Strider. Guys at home, if you've not heard of them, check them out. And that riff sounded really like them, really old school sort of emo vibe. Always reminded me of that.
I think I was probably channeling my at the drive-in when I was writing that song, that riff. Sorry, because they were quite riff heavy. So I remember actually recording that. You're right, we did do loads of guitars, and we even tried at one point, I think, to hit the chords and then try the kind of pull-offs and the hammer-ons like separately on their own, just to see if we could kind of really get them like cutting through. I can't remember if we did that or not, but I think we actually just went with the general flow of it. But yeah, we tried everything just to make sure that riff just hit home, because it had to. And I think on the CD it does. It just comes in. It's awesome.
There's a high harmony that you can just that's just barely audible in the chorus of that song that Dave did. And I remember him tracking it, and it was like, how is anyone's voice going that high? It's ridiculous, but there's a lot of harmonies in the chorus of that song as well. That one's really layered, sort of almost mirroring the guitars. So that's just a really thick chorus, that one. And I remember cutting the vocals to the bridge. The bridge is very Taken Back Sunday, I think. It's that sort of chanty, rhythmical sort of bridge. Yeah. And we got a FaceTime of our good friend Joe Ragosta whilst tracking that. And I just remember waving through the window at him whilst I was there. I think Dave was holding the phone up while we were doing it.
What a guy.
What a guy, yeah.
The best guy.
What words we got to describe this, boys? Josh, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, what? Oh, it spun me around like a bloody tabletop. The tabletops spin around. Lazy Susan, what I was thinking of. I'll get there eventually.
Quite. Sorry, yeah, I've just hijacked your role there, Josh. But I'm going to tell you something, Josh. What are you saying, mate? Because I think this was your kind of baby. I think this was your sort of your birth child, mate.
I mean, yeah. I think, like I said, it's kind of. I've always listened to like I know we mentioned the like Funeral for a Friend, and they've always been riff heavy. So I think it was kind of a chance to kind of emulate that. Although, like I said, specifically this one was at the drive-in. But I don't know how to describe it. One word to describe it: ferocious.
Nice. Yeah. What you got, Dave? You got me.
And you?
I mean this in the right way, in a positive way. I was excessive.
Yeah.
Excess.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing exceeds like excess. Another line from Scarface there.
Wow. Sorry, did you write the movie?
Just a fan. It's appreciated.
Dave, sorry.
No.
In any other context, when has excessive ever been used as a positive word?
When describing Reach Out, the Lacey song.
There you go. Well done.
But I think you're right, Dave. Like with the feel, how we were almost laughing at it because it was so long. I like with that high harmony in the chorus, and the sheer amount of guitars that went into the riff. I think you're absolutely right. But it's what needed, and it's what makes that song so good. So, we mentioned the fact of like sort of chucking stuff at it, but it all stuck. It all landed. So.
Yeah, it was outlandish. Like it was what it was. When we were writing and recording it, we knew it was like over the top and excessive and stuff. So
that was they're the bands we grew up with, wasn't it? Like listening to in our teenage years, shall we say, or early 20s. It was all that kind of kind of emo rock scene. It had excessive parts. I remember I think it was Under Oath, one of my favourite bands. They're just throwing like drum rolls everywhere. I still love it. I don't know why, or just drum fills. But and like you said, say us in, Dave. King of the fills, King Phil.
yeah.
I think one mantra that we've always had as a band is it's better to have too much than too little. We can always rein back on the fills and the harmonies and the layered guitars and whatnot. But just in these sessions, recording these songs, it all just seemed to work so well. The more we kind of added.